particularly excite me, but being able to regain manpower when disbanding can be quite useful. Right, what I should be doing is taking over the land that Savoy themselves have claimed. That makes it easier for me to not have him take it in the peace deal. I mean, it's up to the AI, but I don't care how Malwa feel about me. They stay. This isn't a defensive war against me, so I don't get the national defense modifier. I looked up to Savoy for a long time for their fighting prowess, but now they're bringing in so many cavalry that they're eating a lack of tactics in a war against France. That said, I'm the one with Tech 15 and these suckers do not have it. So it would be prudent for me to take over these provinces. I see that battle. What's going on there? Oh, it's just 1,000 Milanese. Should be a 10-1 for us, or he changes his mind. That works as well. So I took over the lands that Savoy say is of their vital interest. And then that only leaves land that is, of course, of my vital interest. How does he do it? How does he do it? You all saw that. He was getting his arse kicked. Okay, well, he still lost, but not by the margins that he should have. Alright, let's get our 2 siege over here. Heh, Danes are bankrupt. Sucks to be them. They are the Avenue Q of this run. Sorry, Denmark, when I said we'd be friends forever. This is what I meant. Hey, if Savoy get pieced out so badly that they're out of this war, oh, I'm going to be tumbling all over them. That's nice. Savoy are taking over land that I said that I want on the peace table. We could also do some extra cannons to speed up this process. Just a little bit goes a long way, don't you know? So all of this is under my control. Arrived just in time for the breach. The breach is a lucky 13 out of 12 dice roll. Alright, we got Alberga back to glorious blue instead of not so glorious blue. Syracuse is almost done. Palermo is locked until 98. This is costing me an arm and a leg, but we're doing it anyway. Ibiza's not that expensive, and I really would quite like to do it, but I'll go for Malta instead. I did fully core Malta, right? Of course I did. There are other places that are probably more worth full coring at this stage. You know, like these excessively expensive ones. Thinking about it, that being a territory is what's making it expensive to convert, and I don't like it being a center of conversion. I don't have the admin to fully core it. Also, I'm at war with somebody that has it as a core, so that blocks that as well. Let's just save up a bit. There's no harm in waiting, or at least not much harm. Where is PRoman? I've never heard of it, says somebody with a long and unpronounceable name. Mongna is unable to send me 400 manpower. What a guy. Anyway, PRoman is a one-province nation from Burma. They start right here, and they're largely overshadowed by their neighbor Tangu. Tangu's just a far better version of PRoman, but you know what they don't have? They don't have this rich red color. I love the color of PRoman. Okay, here's hoping that Savoy feel really bad about getting crushed and are able to be pieced out quite fast. I'm not feeling so good because I just got a disease outbreak in Milan. Italians, man, they're just, you know. I might just work on one of these since the autonomy's about as low as it's gonna get reasonably. And we'll do Lucky Luca. I owe it to them. Alright, Milan is down. Great. With a bit of luck, they'll be pieced out on a favourable term for me. Which is all the more reason I should keep my admin. Whew, that's not favourable. That's a two-man coalition against me. The Ottomans still won't join it, thankfully. But there are others who certainly would if they could. Austria, though. What's come over you that you want to do that? I have a few truces. Venice, Aragon, I guess Hainaut? I guess not. Yeah, Hainaut still want to coalition me. That's not a big bad thing in itself, but I just don't like their existence there. There are so many nations that would be joining the coalition against me, but because I have enjoyed having a laundry list of diplomats, I've been able to have quite a few people in outraged countries. There's just one just now because they're all very busy. But that has ensured that even though our aggressive expansion is really high, the relations with us are somewhat lukewarm, not to the point of coalitions for a lot of countries. That has been the key play here. I've not just been stumbling my way through this and magically come out on top. It's because we have actually done an element of planning for all these wars. I know it can be hard to believe. It must look like I just goof around with this game at times, but this is the result of a lot of careful thinking and forward planning. Tell you what's not though, the fact that we're about to have some Majorcans rise up. I might just export them into Aragon and otherwise tell them to go and stuff themselves. We've taken care of the issue here so I can get our troops back. There we go. What did you get me? What did you get me? Milan give Dosh. Milan give Dosh. Milan annuls treaties with France. That's pretty good. That is actually pretty good. What's our truce with Milan then? 92. 9 years. 9.5 years, but it's not 10, which means they stay off of France's good books. I'm okay fighting Austria. Look at them. They've just been getting slapped for years. I'm also super okay if I take this area off of them, because it's got rightful Lombard, well not Lombard, but Latin culture there. And if you're going to take that, you might as well go for the gold mine. I'd hate to leave an area unfinished. Okay, so Savoy are losing it. This is good news for me though. Savoy, if Savoy get out of this war, then I crush Savoy, no questions asked. There's also the question of Aragon. Sadly, that truce with Aragon is going to last longer than this war, so jumping on them is not an option. But I'm always ready to jump whenever this situation allows it. Let's finish off the cores on this whole area so I don't even have to think about it anymore. Which only leaves northern Italy to core. I have more to claim off of you. Should probably go Parma at this rate. It's got a farm estate. But if I take Navarra, then I cut off Savoy from this, so that's a good reason as well. It also opens me up into a new area that I'd like to take over. It's beneficial often to take one province of an area before you take the rest, because if you take that one province and then make it into a state, when you claim other provinces and take them, you get the 10% claim discount on all of it, all of the coring cost, rather than just of making the territorial core. So you gain essentially a 5% extra admin discount on the land. Often it's better not to worry about that and do other things, but it can be useful. Like I said, not worried about Majorcans, I'll just export them into Aragon. I'm not particularly concerned about it. The main reason I took Ibiza was so that I could lay further claims on Aragon until he's Aragon. I should just grab that and then the rest of his land up here. Getting close to that gold. Do we already have gold in the Empire? We don't have a single gold province, sadly. If we check for gold, ka-chunk, obviously none in Italy. We didn't find any down in the Cape. All we found were slaves, which are really gold of their own. And we didn't expand far enough to grab gold around here. Now, if we find ourselves really locked down in Europe, it's not impossible for us to just go on a bender over in Southeast Asia. There's no real problem with that. I don't have aggressive expansion here. It would be quite easy to do so. In fact, it's kind of bad that I'm not finishing off Dai Viet and taking over these cores for Langshan. But Southeast Asia is also not a priority here. What is a priority is doing our explosive PRoman growth here. Now we wear this color better than England. The Sandman is here. Some real peculiar names coming in today. With how truce chiming your way through coalitions is a known quality, will the game AI nations ever best CB or truce break? The AIs do use the best CB occasionally. They never truce break, however. It's just my opinion now, but in my opinion, it is far too difficult to meaningfully code the AI to break truce. It also would not, in my opinion, make for a better gaming experience. Because, I mean, when would they truce break? Well, when it's good for them, which is probably when it's going to be very bad for the player. And if the player gets their teeth kicked in, it's certainly not enjoyable to have their body further crushed beyond that. I want that naval morale, I want that trade efficiency, and I don't have a better use for my dip right now. We're integrating, but not to the point where we're hemorrhaging dip. I really need admin. Admin tech, admin cores, admin everything. I shouldn't be focusing on dip. Also hurting on ideas. Come on, Mallorcans, don't tell me you're scared. I didn't want to give autonomy to Sassari, so it didn't revolt, and I still kind of don't want to. Alright, sweet, those conversions flow in. Palermo will be done when it's done, otherwise I can focus on my heartland. Jake, when does the AI best CB? Couldn't give you specifics. The AI is a large amount of weightings and scalings. Well, I know that you're sucking hard in this Great Britain, but I'm doing terrific. And there's a... It's not just because I'm really greedy that I'm not getting involved in this. The more this draws out and the more this exhausts Britain, the more I'm going to be able to jump on Savoy without Britain getting involved. Castile might still get involved. I'm hoping they're too busy with their wars to let their war exhaustion go down. Well, actually, France wouldn't mind being out of this war right now. If I got out of this war, I could probably just jump on Savoy. But I know my allies would hate me for separate piecing. In particular, the British trust would evaporate, and I'm already hurting on trust. I could boost it. Actually, that looks like a particularly devilish idea. Well, the conversions are carrying on, so let's at least carry on with that on our side as well. Even though I really want that admin, I should continue getting this done. I'll focus here on Ferrara, because it's an estuary, so I don't want more of a financial hit here. That logic actually doesn't work out at all. The trade is not affected by heresy, but I wanted to say it anyway. So it might look like we're losing here, but France is getting tired of this war. If I stormed in and took a fort, then that would work out for me, but Savoy aren't too keen on the war. If Savoy get a bit more blitzed and the war continues to go bad, they might just peace out and then I just stomp them. The rebels in Ibiza as expected. Wait, Tunis is crushing Aragon? This could backfire. But it could front fire as well. Alright, Medina and... well, no, let's core Promania first. Imagine all the AI's pent-up aggression from player truce breaks that abuse the mechanic for their revenge. Sometimes it feels like the AI does a lot of abuse for revenge against me. I know that's just crazy talk, but that's just how it feels. Those Sardinians do want to revolt. Screw it, they can have their autonomy. It's not the most vital of areas. Anytime you start as Granada, Castile just truce breaks you in 1444. I imagine that. But the thing is, they'd have no reason to do that, so it's hard to... that doesn't seem like a credible threat. The Ottomans are a credible threat. 100 improve relations, and they're still in coalition territory if that opinion drops by another 11. Venice have truced with me, as in the truce is over with Venice. I could attack them if I feel like taking on Bohemia. Thing is, I don't know anything about Bohemia. It's a dangerous war for me to start. But otherwise, Venice just joins the coalition. However, who is in that coalition? Austria and Lorraine. Smashing into Venice might not be the worst idea I've ever had, but not knowing anything about Bohemia is scary. The big reason that that's scary is, for all I know, this is all Bohemia. because Austria is not the Holy Roman Emperor. I know that because I can see him, and yet I don't have access to HRE stuff. I can also right-click him and go, oh, look, he's part of, but not ruler of the HRE. Somebody is. I don't see them, and there's a good chance it's Bohemia. So if I fight Venice, high chance that Bohemia is big, strong, and coming to give me a very hard time. It's alright, we've gotten through to Venice before, we can get through again. If you want to go historical, you need Venice before Iberia anyway, says Sir Athel. That's a bit specific. I'd rather be in a position to jump on Savoy with a potential of Castile getting involved. So yeah, we'll just enjoy the fact that Venice is going to join this coalition, and we'll find ways to dismantle that later on. Memigren don't like me at all, go figure. I got pretty good relations with Castile. There we go, I knew they'd join. We're looking better at getting France off of my back. All things considered, England's doing very well here. 50 mil power and the nobility happier is cool. It's cooler than 1% army professionalism because 50 mil power is a general, which is one army professionalism. So yoink. Plus it makes the nobility happier, and I need to squeeze them for generals. I just generally need to squeeze, it seems. Hey burghers, you don't think you could help us out with the old ducats, do you? When I say help me with the ducats, I mean help me a lot with the ducats. Let's get that guy to boost their influence, and I assigned them here, but I could also assign them here. Could also do it here. It's got a lot of... crumbs, I need to full core it to give it over to them. Oh well, full core Ferrara. There you go, burgers. Now that I've done so much for you, perhaps you could do so much for me. Pleasure doing business, it always is. Not a fan of France thinking that they can storm in here with such a paltry fleet. Let's, oh god, they immediately understood the folly of their ways and backed off. Okay, war score is looking pretty good, but it's for Britain and not for me. When Paris falls, which I'm sure it will someday, that'll be nice for us. Could make the burghers even happier. Swell. Can you demand admin from the clergy? Not yet. I've kind of kept these out of sync. Oh wait, no I can. Wow. What a world we live in. I want more than 100. But. I like the unrest guy. I also like having a good inquisitor. Let us seek their support. He's only 25% cheaper, so I'm not too worried about him. Let's just get that so we can have the full 150 out of them. Because by God, I want these cores done. What religion are you? We are Protestant. The clue was seeing that one of the previous interactions boosted church power. Good old church power. Okay, France want out. If I duck out of this, there's a good chance I can attack Savoy without Castile getting involved. Might go the other way though. A big part of it is due to the malevolent nature of Enrique Osorio. But that he is. England will not like this, so I'm going to preemptively boost my trust with them by 10, so I can tell France, hey, that was a nice war. They won't give me anything because I have no war score myself, but it's going to give me a very short truce with France that isn't so good, but there we go. Now, oh, damn, I didn't have a free diplomat. Who can get back to me the fastest? I'm sure we can survive for 9 days. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, Savoy, it seems your allies don't want to help you. It was nice fighting in a war together with you, but I prefer the wars where I eat your milkshake. I'm thinking Coinho. Yeah, it's where all the development is. This is what I call the Italian maneuver. The moment France gets involved, they just all start slaughtering each other. which is just fine. Let's move on in, take them all over. I'm not so hot in the film, but I do love the I drink your milkshake line. It's just fantastic. What's also fantastic is seeing the annihilation of so much of the Savoyard army. So I'm going to leave behind 10 and 10 and a couple of you, and that's just enough to keep our cannons good and well. I should also make sure that we have a good general from the nobility, because the nobility, as you know, are like people, but better. They don't have two siege though, so never mind that. We'll have these down and we'll have you as backup over in Albenga. There's going to be no mercy for Savoy here, none at all. May I'll be able to switch over to admin focus. Prominent Protestant Prome prowling into Piedmont, says Marsh Tacky, and that's exactly what's happening. Manipur have insulted us for reasons unknown. Maybe they don't like our harsh demands when it comes to tribute. Oh well, it sucks to be them. What sucks is having these Majorcan separatists stuck on that island. They're not being allowed to move, thanks to Teniz. But it's so nice seeing Teniz absolutely slap Aragon senseless there. It would be very expensive to missionize up Mantua, so I'm not going to go out of my way for that. There's no reason to. The reason I'm not worried about it is because centers of Reformation don't target Reformed provinces. Reformed won't target Protestant, and Protestant won't target Reformed, so I'm free to do this. If I were a Catholic nation, and I were to convert these 30 years later, this would convert it back, so it would be a priority to remove it. However, that's not a problem here. Which is good. Good for me, at least. Well, France. Now we're on the same side. I do agree. Let's crush that Savoyard fleet. Where's it even going to go? Do you have a friend in the Western Mediterranean? Dolly. Oh, good lord. Mong Nai, rather. Mong Nai's on a rampage. Well, that sounds like they're on a rampage of giving me lots more admin power. I'm a little lost. Where can Savoy even go over to? Probably to a war ally like England, so let's not bother chasing them down. Let's keep you in Proma again. If you look at the war deck screen for an HRE member, does it tell you who the Emperor is? Yeah, but that would ruin the surprise. Okay, you win. I'm curious as well. Oh, okay. Cleves will protect them. Yeah, so maybe fighting Venice before they got involved on the HRE would have been a bit better. Or rather, before I worried about Bohemia. It doesn't say that Bohemia is not big and strong. They might just be big, strong, and... Let's see, Cleves, huh? We don't have any vision of Cleves, do we? No. I wonder what religion Cleves is. If Cleves are allied to Lorraine, chances are that they're reformed, I guess. But it's the heartland here is Protestant. What a mess, though. It sucks to be a Catholic. Ah, feels good to purge the heresy. Can't even imagine going humanist. I think the last time I went humanism was during the Mongolian playthrough. And that was 4-ish years ago. Jake, it's May. It's time to change focus. Thanks for the heads up. Let's get some actual admin on our side. Quenio's down, and I'm afraid so are you. That's a nice stack there, but you know my stance on these kinds of things, Savoy. Nothing personal, but I get my 10 to 1s. Plunk. Oh, I'm taking it all. There's no reason not to. I would discover things I don't want to know, like Switzerland. Oh, Switzerland quite like me. I'm not improving relations actively with them, which is a mistake. I definitely should be. I want to continue to claim Aragon. It's taking an aeon to claim Venice, so let's not continue with that charade. I definitely want more claims off of Milano, though. Let's take Parma. Hey, Switzerland, let's be good friends, okay? Because I'm about to be your neighbour. And I don't think you're gonna like me much. Huh, we're faster at getting through Fog of War than I'd imagine. I guess that's what 4 maneuver will do for you. There's still a Savoyard army. They're all in Savoy. And that's really... Oh, there's a fort here. Fair enough. Grabbing Coigno is going to be a huge boon. We'll grab one of the most important defensive points for Italy. If you have Coigno, people cannot enter from here or here. They have to come in through Milan or from Treviso. If you have Coigno and this province, and I should know this province's name, but I don't, then you're fine. Humanists bring one of the minus 25% attrition policy is very good. I'm not denying it's very good, I'm just saying what am I even saying? I just don't like it. Let's bring you back so we don't have everybody suffering on this mountainous attrition. This is why sieging up Savoy is a pain. They have enormous fort defense. We're still cool, right, England? Yeah, relatively cool. I'm glad I saved all those favors with them, because it gave me the opportunity to jump this sucker. Also, who has the balls? Jake Frostpunk Challenge nomination. Nomination? You get to nominate? Trent, thank you, Thagnus. Too stupid for tech, no tech beyond level 2. If you're a sadist, you can allow yourself further tech, but only into the actual charcoal guns. I think I saw that on YouTube. Did you also recommend that on YouTube? The problem with gating tech is that it's either way too easy or straight up impossible. And I forget which one tech level 2 is. Are you going to fortify the entire Alps? I mean, I wouldn't want... I was going to say Hadrian. I wouldn't want Hannibal crossing over and giving me a bad time, so maybe I should. Scornfully insult an Ottoman rival to increase relations. 15 is fine, and the aggressive expansion... Actually, the aggressive expansion is going to go up a bit more. I mean, nah, we should be okay. If this starts not being positive, somebody yell at me so that I can change that, because that's terrifying if it isn't. Oh, can we get the full annex on Savoy? Yeah. And we will, of course, because it's all glorious Italian clay. Jake, you are the Hannibal. You brought the elephants. Good one. Very good one. And we certainly did. Where are we on the achievement thing? How long until we form Rome? We're getting there. 28 out of 142. A lot of achievements. A lot of them that I haven't picked up. We're on normal here, Jack Cheese. Oh. Oh. Hey Jake, the number went red, says Soccer Bagarin. Right, so it's a good thing the Ottomans are pretty much our next target, right? They're not, but we got to get stronger here. Mamluks no longer a valid rival. Well, we're going to point the finger at the Ottomans then, and potentially befriend the Mamluks in our war against the Ottomans. Alright, let's focus on improving relations with them then. I'm improving relations with Congo, because Congo are technically not happy with my aggressive expansion. Yeah, let's not do that. I think I can have better control over my automats at this point now. Don't want to sound too full of myself, but yes. Alright, most conversions that could reasonably be done are done. And it's just the question of whether or not it's worth investing in Manly Mantua, but that would cost 500 ducats, so I think we'll just let Sleeping Dog